Now, let us continue our discussion on operators and punctuators in Python. We have already covered the arithmetic operators and the relational operators. Now we will be moving on with the logical operators. The logical operators are used to combine two expressions. They return the result in the form of true or false. The three logical operators available in Python are OR, AND, and NOT. These operators can take either the relational expression as an operand, or they can take the number, string, or list as an operand. Now starting with the OR operator. Now this operator can take either the relational expression as an operand or number, string, or list as an operand. If the operands are the relational expressions, then it will return true if either of the relational expression is true. For example, 10 greater than 2 or 5 less than 3. 10 greater than 2, this is a relational expression, and 5 less than 3, this is also a relational expression. So it says that if either of the relational expression is true, it will return true. Since the first relational expression, that is 10 greater than 2, is true, therefore it is going to return the answer as true. In the second example, 15 equal to 20 or 20 greater than 10. In this case, the second relational expression is true, therefore the answer of this final expression will be true. Now if suppose this operator OR operator takes the number, string, or list as an operand, then it will return the first operand if the first operand is true, otherwise it will return the second operand. Now how we will come to know whether the number, string, or list is true? See, in case of number, 0 is considered false. In case of string, empty string is considered false, and same applies to list, and empty list is considered false. So for example, I have written 10 or A. Now 10 is true. Since the first operand is true, so it will return the answer as 10. In the next example, blank string or empty string or 20. Empty string is false, but so it will return the second operand as an answer. That means it returns the answer as 20. Coming up to AND operator. Now this operator can also take either the relational expression as an operand or number, string, or list as an operand. Now if the relational expressions are an operand, then it will return true if both the relational expressions are true. For example, 10 greater than 2 and 5 less than 3. 10 greater than 2 is true, but 5 less than 3 is false. Therefore, the answer is false. Next one is 15 double equal to 15 and 20 greater than 10. 15 double equal to 15 is true and 20 greater than 10. This is also true. So, AND will return answer as true. Now coming up to the operand as number, string, or list. In this case, if the first operand is true, then it will return the second operand. Otherwise, it will return the first operand. So 10 and A. First operand 10 is true, so it is going to return A. In the next example, empty string and 20. Empty string is false. Therefore, it is going to return this empty string. The next is your NOT operator. Now, this operator is used to reverse the Boolean value of the expression. That means if the expression is returning true, NOT will make it as false. And if the expression is returning false, NOT will make it as true. It is a unary operator, therefore it is applied to only one operand. If suppose I have written NOT 5 greater than 2. 5 greater than 2 is true. So when NOT is applied to it, the answer is false. In the same way, NOT 3 greater than 7. 3 greater than 7 is false. So not false will make it true. Not 5. 5 is considered true. So not true will make it as false. Coming up to the assignment operator. Now this operator is used to assign the value on the right side to the variable on the left side. So if I have written a is equal to 10, that means 10 value is being referred by the variable a. In the same way, b is equal to a into 5. That means the result of a into 5 is being referred by variable b. Coming up to augmented assignment operator. Now, augmented assignment operators are basically the combination of arithmetic and assignment operator. The various augmented assignment operators are plus equal to, minus equal to, multiplication equal to, division equal to, floor division equal to, modulus equal to, and exponentiation equal to. Now, if I have written as a plus equal to 10, that means it is equivalent to a is equal to a plus 10. In the same way, if I have written a minus equal to 3, then it is equivalent to a is equal to a minus 3. In the same way, this is applicable for all the augmented assignment operators. The next category of operator is your identity operator. Now these operators are used to check the memory location of two objects. If the two objects refer to the same memory location, then it will return true, otherwise false. They also return the value as true or false. The various identity operators are is and is not. Is operator. This operator returns true if both the operands refer to the same memory location. For example, if I have written A is B, then this will return true if A and B are referring to the same memory location. In the same way, is not operator returns true if both the operands do not refer to the same memory location. So A is not B. This will return true if A and B are not referring to the same memory location. Now you must recall that in Python, if the two variables are storing the same value, then the value is not stored in two different locations, but the value is stored in one location only, and both the variables will refer to that location. Let us understand it with the help of example. I have taken here two variables A and B with the values 10 initialized. Right. Now I am going to check out whether both these variables are referring to the same memory location. How to find out the location of the variable? The location to which the variable is pointing? We are going to use id function. IDA will give you the memory location where A is referring. In the same way, IDB is going to provide you the memory location to which B is referring. So when I displayed IDA and IDB, you can see that both have displayed the same memory location. That means both are referring to the same memory location. So now when I write A is B, it is going to return true. Now I have created another variable C is equal to 20. Now C is referring to a location which is storing the value 20. Now if I said IDC, the memory location of C is different. So if I write A is C, your answer is false because A and C are referring to different memory locations. In the same way, I have written B is not C. Since B and C are not referring to the same memory location, the answer is true. Coming up to membership operators. Now these operators are used to check the existence of a string or number in a sequence. These operators also return the answer as true and false. The various membership operators are in and not in. In operator returns true if the first operator if the first operand is contained in the second operand. The second operand in case of membership operator should always be a sequence. That is, it can be a string, a list, or tuple. For example, if I have written A in B, then B should be a sequence and it will find out whether A is present in B. If A is present in B, it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Not an operator returns true if the first operand is not contained in the second operand. Again, in this case, the second operand should be a sequence. For example, A not in B. So, if A is not present in B, then this will return true, otherwise it will return false. For example, A in magic. Since A is existing in magic word, therefore it is going to return true. The next example, 12 in the given list. Since 12 is not the part of the given list, so it is going to return false. The next one, AI not in magic. Since AI is not existing in magic, so it is going to return true. In the same way, ABC not in the given list. ABC is existing in the given list, therefore it is going to return false. So these were the various categories of operators in Python. Coming up to the next term, that is operator precedence. Now what is operator precedence? Now, operator precedence specifies the order of evaluation of operators in an expression if the expression contains more than one operators. For example, if this is your expression 10 into 2 less than 4 plus 5, there are three different operators in this expression. So, operator precedence will decide which operator will work upon it. So first of all, multiplication will work upon it, that means 10 into 2 will be calculated. Then the next work that will be done is 4 plus 5. This will be the next operator that will work upon. And finally, this operator will work. So this order is specified by operator precedence. Now how do we come to know about operator precedence? This is a chart that is going to tell you the precedence of various operators. In general, if we talk about exponentiation operator has the highest priority, then there is the arithmetic operators, then the relational operators, then the identity operators. These are just a few of them, right? So each of the operator is mentioned in the chart, right? You can notice that in some cases more than one operators are listed in the single line. That means all these operators have the same precedence. But sometimes it happens that the expression involves the operators of same precedence. Then how to decide which operator has to be executed first? Now this is decided with the help of a term that is known as operator associativity. Operator associativity specifies the order of evaluation of operators in an expression if the expression contains operators with the same precedence. Almost all the Python operators have associativity from left to right except exponentiation operator whose associativity is from right to left. This is an example 10 floor division 2 into 3 modulus 5. So here modulus, floor division and multiplication all have the same priority. So associativity will decide which will work first, and associativity of the arithmetic operators is from left to right. So first of all, floor division, then multiplication, and then modulus will be performed. But if suppose this is your expression 5 exponentiation 2 exponentiation 4, so the associativity of exponentiation operator is from right to left. Therefore, this one will be performed first and then this one. Now, the last topic of this video is your punctuator. Now, the punctuators are, you can say, a form of tokens. These are the symbols that are used in programming to organize the structure of the program. They are used to give emphasis to certain expressions or statements. Some of the common punctuators are, you can say, apostrophe, quotation mark, single quotation mark, hash symbol, brackets, @ comma, and many more.